there. We're coming back from the assessment activity and we have the results of our client's assessment. I have here the information on some other interesting results from the client's assessment, and the mother's timeline shows a couple of episodes that contribute to her depression. Her sister passed away 20 years ago, and she was also a victim of sexual abuse. Her father also lost everything in a fire and went bankrupt. We have gathered a lot of information today, and now we are going to pass you over to Kata to go more in depth with the client and go over the evaluation.
And we're back with Gulay, who will analyze the data and provide some input. Welcome back, Gulay.
Thank you, Kata. Now we have all the results, and we can set some goals and objectives and plan some interventions, right? We cannot forget cultural differences, by the way. They are very important, and we should be aware of intersectionality and experiences such as immigration, discrimination, etc., adding more complexity to the family. We have to tailor the intervention by building a good rapport with the family and setting some smart goals. What do you think about it, Dr. Thomas?
Yeah, I believe it's important that Mrs. Pai seeks help. In her case, the weaning process is mandatory. As we can see in the scores, she's in the affectionate constraint group, and the father is in the affectionless control category. This provokes a dependent and restricted style of relationship, especially because the parents' life experiences led them to an overprotective lifestyle and perhaps transferring some fears to the daughter. That explains somehow the genesis of the daughter's phobia.
So everything is kind of interconnected, right? I see that this is like assembling pieces of a puzzle. So the father is hurt because of the economic problems and loss, and he's going through grief. The mother also has several traumas, and she has become overprotective of her daughter. That is why we must have a non-judgmental approach, right? This is so interesting. Maybe, who knows, I'll become a social service worker after all. But back to you. Could you tell us more about what the family needs in terms of intervention?
I would try normalizing emotions, promoting the weaning process to reduce fear, and fomenting the exploration of the world. Winnicott created a term, good enough mother, encouraging that a mother shouldn't be perfect at all. On the contrary, her flaws contribute to diminishing anxiety in offspring and not still idolizing her. So, yeah, disappointing and realistic perception is good, but people, we don't want that, right? It's the same situation with the father. They are allowed to act mundane. Depressive parents produce avoidant attachment, making difficult interactions of building strengths. So weaning is an essential process because it introduces detachment and the ability to tolerate loss, grief, and frustration. If we have fearful parents who do not foment exploring the world or weaning their kids, it is very likely to produce a lack of socialization. What do you think about that, Gulay?
That's right. And we never have to take the scores as set in stone. They are not diagnoses. Refer the family to a psychologist to confirm a diagnosis is a good strategy. The idea is to identify underlying issues. For instance, like if we see the genogram, we will probably see some repetitions and traumatic experiences in the client's parents that transgenerationally are repeating on many levels. Some traumas generate changes in behavior and affecting parenting styles.
Wow, this is also very fascinating. We are still connected to the very busy doctor in Thailand, Dr. Camilla, who is going to talk about the results of the other test. Dr. Camilla, with you.
So, the client answered the test and got a score of 39 points, which means she is in this level of severe depression, and her husband got 30, so he is at moderate depression level. This is just a screening test, so they need to start a psychodiagnostic process, but the test is quite accurate and reliable. We also must read clinical records and see if they are consistent with other data. For example, in the genogram, there are domestic violence episodes at the grandparenting level on both sides, which affects in terms of self-esteem and causes depressive symptoms, sleeping problems, apocalyptic thinking, lack of motivation, etc.
That is right, Dr. Camilla. We can also see on the eco map that the family does not participate a lot in community support. They don't have a lot of established relationships, and the girl lacks socialization. Is that right, Dr. Camilla, or am I wrong?
You are absolutely right. The lack of support appears as resistance because of stigma, but it is crucial to work on traumas in a safe space, which would help Mrs. Pai and her family. Many times, parents with this history experience apocalyptic thinking or guilt when expressing their emotions and frustration, and kids internalize the same feeling of guilt themselves. They translate their depression into this speech: "If dad and mom are always sad, it is because of me. My faults make them sad." Both father and mother could learn to let go, but there are some normal resistance because they already experienced a sense of loss with the oldest son, and now they are preoccupied with losing their daughter. Also, depressed parents can't connect with their kids' needs, so they are slowing the satisfaction of their necessities, creating too much frustration and hopelessness. On the other hand, immediate satisfaction is also not good because they can't tolerate frustration at all with minimum error. Does not develop resilience. Referring to familiar therapy, CBT, mindful, or parenting activities could be helpful.
Thank you so much, doctor. And next time, I would like to interview Dr. Camilla from Thailand. I mean, in person. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, you can come anytime. I'll be waiting here with a pina colada.
And we are back with Miss Pai. She is actively listening, and we would like to hear her opinion.
Thank you, Kata. After listening to everybody, everything does make sense. Because my mom was so critical of me when I was a child, and I suffered a lot. I lived in constant fear, and I do not want to repeat the same pattern, with my children, and that's why I'm soft and protective of my girl. But I believe I have made a mistake about her. I have to understand, that it's my fault, just, because of part of my past experiences.
Please do not feel bad, Mrs. Pai. We will plan some interventions and build some goals together. For example, one of our objectives is to normalize failure, to give more room for mistakes, right? Mm-hmm. So every mother and every father are free to explore and fail. Mm-hmm. We never forget to build a good rapport with the client and be authentic with them. Mm-hmm. I would also intervene in psychoeducation parenting styles. Mm-hmm. Which is crucial, and setting thoughtful goals, for instance, realistically, like going outside as a family and enhancing relationships with people twice weekly. Also, I would love to share this pamphlet with the audience. If you are experiencing some of these symptoms, you may have this depression, and so it is good to check.
Thank you so much for your clarity, and we would like to follow up and check if the process is going well. Back to you, Danica.
Thank you so much, Kata. Now we will be passing it over to our guest speaker, Sandra, who has come in today to speak about her personal experience in the field. And after that, we will have time for comments and questions. Thank you for watching SSW News. See you next time.
My daughter, excuse me, you know, it's very hard.
Thank you, Ms. Pai, for your testimony.
Yeah, and to live anymore. And you know, with my husband, it doesn't even help.
Yeah, I would want to die too.
But I thought you were referring him to Dr. Thomas. Now you say Dr. Lawrence.
Oh yeah, I said Dr. Lawrence. Yeah.
Also stealing, you know, from his friends, you know. It's gone.
What do you think about this? Sorry, guys.
The family needs in terms of intervention.
Sure. I don't remember the lines.
Should I stop it?
You say,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. I would try normalizing Sorry.
Okay.
What do you think about that, Gulai?
We are going to talk to a social service worker who is assessing a client who is, oh no. Good evening. To improve in, assessing a client who is concerned about her depressive presentation. The class will receive copies of each test and, sorry guys. Okay. Thank you so much, Kata. Oh my goodness. Hello again.
Go, Kada. Go.
That is right. We can also see how the girl lacks socialization and many relationship and the girl I can't. I was so in character. I'm sorry. Thank you so much, Dr. Camila. And next time I would like to interview you. Okay. And we are back with Miss Pai. And we are back with Miss Pai. She is actively listening and we want to know her opinion.
Thank you.
I'll tell you in a minute.